Have you ever wondered if there's a simpler, more intuitive way to improve your sleep and support your long-term health? In a world filled with complex advice and promises of quick fixes, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. We often search for that one secret, that single trick that will unlock deeper rest and a healthier future. But what if the key isn't a hidden technique, but rather a gentle habit of awareness that we can cultivate each night? What if the profound answers we seek are already within our reach, waiting to be noticed through a simple, quiet practice of listening to our own bodies? As an educational guide focused on breaking down wellness concepts, my purpose here is to explore ideas with clarity and responsibility. It's important to state that I am not a medical professional, and this video does not offer any form of medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. My goal is purely to provide information and context, helping you build a deeper understanding of the connections between your daily habits, your state of mind, and your overall well-being. Think of this as a space for learning and reflection, designed to empower you with knowledge in a calm and accessible way. The idea of touching certain spots on your body to unlock better sleep and a longer life is intriguing, but it often misses the deeper wisdom behind the practice. This video reframes that concept. We'll explore how the real benefit isn't in a mechanical act, but in the mindful habit of checking in with yourself before you go to sleep. We're going to decode this idea, transforming it from a supposed magic formula into a powerful tool for self-awareness. The true foundation of restorative sleep and healthy aging lies in our ability to recognize and respond to our body's subtle signals. Over the next few minutes, we will delve into three fundamental pillars of well-being that are crucial for a restful night and a healthier life. We will begin by exploring the lingering physical tension we often carry to bed without realizing it. Then, we will turn our attention to the mental and emotional clutter that can keep our minds racing long after the lights are out. Finally, we will look at how your immediate sleep environment can silently influence the quality of your rest. The goal is to expand your awareness of factors that are often within your observational control. If you find this approach to health information valuable, one that prioritizes clarity, education, and responsibility over sensationalism, I invite you to support our community. By liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and perhaps sharing a thought in the comments, you help this kind of calm and informative content reach more people who may be looking for it. Your engagement makes a significant difference in fostering a more informed and less anxious conversation about our health. Now, let's begin by turning our attention inward to the first area of awareness, your own body. Let's begin our exploration with the first area of awareness, your own physical body. Think about the moment you finally lie down at the end of a long day. You might feel a sense of relief, but is your body truly at rest? Have you ever noticed in that quiet moment that your jaw is still clenched, your shoulders are tight, or your hands are curled into fists? This subtle, persistent tension is the first signal we are going to examine. It's a quiet message that often gets lost in the noise of exhaustion, but it holds important information about your readiness for deep restorative sleep. The primary signal to become aware of is this lingering muscle tension, accompanied by shallow or irregular breathing. It's not about sharp, acute pain that demands your immediate attention. Instead, it's a low-level tightness that might be present in your neck, your lower back, or even the small muscles around your eyes. This is the physical residue of your day's activities and stresses. Because it doesn't scream for notice, we often fail to recognize it as a barrier to rest. It becomes a part of our baseline state, a background noise that we've simply gotten used to over time. One of the main reasons this signal is overlooked is we tend to normalize it. We tell ourselves, of course I'm tense, I had a stressful day, or this is just what being tired feels like. We categorize this physical state as an unavoidable effect of modern life, rather than see it for what it is, a sign that the body has not yet received the all-clear signal to power down. This normalization creates a blind spot, preventing us from understanding that this persistent tension is actively working against the very rest we are seeking to find in our beds. Alongside muscle tightness, your breathing pattern offers another crucial clue. Take a moment to imagine it. Is your breath deep, slow, and coming from your diaphragm? Or is it shallow, quick, and centered in your chest? Lingering tension and shallow breathing are deeply connected. When your body is holding on to stress, your breathing often becomes restricted without you even realizing it. This pattern is part of the body's alert system, designed to keep you ready for action. It's the physiological opposite of the deep, rhythmic breathing that signals safety and relaxation to your brain, which is essential for initiating sleep. This combination of subtle tension and shallow breathing keeps your body in what can be described as a low-grade state of alert. Think of it like a dimmer switch for your nervous system that's stuck halfway, never fully turning off the lights. While you are not in an active fight or flight mode, you're also not in a true rest and digest state. Your body remains on standby, with muscles slightly engaged and your heart rate subtly elevated. This condition is fundamentally incompatible with the deep relaxation required for the most restorative phases of the sleep cycle to begin. For your body to truly regenerate overnight, it needs to transition from a state of doing to a state of being. The deep, non-REM stages of sleep, where physical repair happens, require a profound level of muscular relaxation. If your body is still holding on to the day's tension, it's like trying to sleep while a part of you is still standing guard. This low-level alertness sends a continuous, quiet signal to your brain that it might not be entirely safe to let go. As a result, you might take longer to fall asleep or experience a lighter, less satisfying quality of rest. The reason this signal so often goes unnoticed is precisely because of its subtlety. Unlike a headache or a stomachache, this kind of tension doesn't typically cross the threshold of conscious discomfort. Our brains are incredibly efficient at filtering out constant, low-level sensory information to prevent us from being overwhelmed. This is a useful survival mechanism, but it can also mean that we become habituated to a state of chronic physical tension. We learn to live with it, completely unaware of the silent toll it may be taking on our ability to fully recharge each and every night. The immediate benefit of becoming aware of this signal is not about instantly fixing or eliminating the tension. Instead, the power lies in the simple act of noticing. By taking a moment to scan your body with gentle curiosity before you try to sleep, you are beginning a dialogue. You are consciously acknowledging the state of your physical self. This act of mindful check-in is the first and most crucial step in helping your nervous system understand that the demands of the day are over and that it is now safe to begin the vital process of letting go and entering a state of rest. This awareness of physical tension is more than just a technique for comfort. It serves as a window into your body's internal environment. It reveals whether you are carrying the day's stress with you into the night. Recognizing this state of low-grade alertness is fundamental, as its persistence is connected to physiological processes that unfold silently over time. Now, let's explore what happens within the body when this state of alertness becomes a chronic nightly pattern, and what silent conditions may be associated with it over the long term. When this state of low-grade physical alertness becomes a nightly habit, it quietly influences your body's internal systems. This isn't something that happens overnight, but rather a gradual process that unfolds over many years. The persistence of physical tension keeps your body from fully entering its restorative mode, which can be linked to the chronic activation of the sympathetic nervous system. This is the part of your nervous system responsible for the fight or flight response. It's a crucial survival mechanism, but it was designed for short bursts of activity, not for being subtly engaged for hours every night. Think of your sympathetic nervous system as the body's accelerator. When you face a threat or a challenge, it presses down on the gas, preparing you for action. In contrast, the parasympathetic system is the brake, allowing you to rest and digest. The lingering tension we've discussed acts like a foot that never fully lifts off the accelerator. Even when you're lying in bed, the engine is still idling a bit too high. This constant low-level activation sends a continuous stream of alert signals throughout your body, preventing it from applying the brakes needed for deep recovery. Over time, this sustained state can contribute to changes that develop silently. One of the most well-understood consequences is a gradual rise in blood pressure. When the sympathetic nervous system is active, it causes blood vessels to narrow slightly to increase blood flow to vital muscles. If this state persists night after night, this subtle constriction can become a more permanent condition. This contributes to hypertension, a process that often builds up over decades without any obvious external signs, slowly placing more strain on your heart and entire cardiovascular system, completely beneath the level of conscious perception. The true challenge with a condition like hypertension is precisely its silence. In the early and even intermediate stages, there are often no symptoms at all. You can feel perfectly healthy, energetic, and capable, all while your internal systems are managing a steadily increasing level of pressure. This absence of immediate feedback is why awareness becomes so important. The subtle signals, like the inability to fully release muscle tension at night, can serve as an early indicator that your body is not achieving the deep state of relaxation it needs to maintain its internal balance over the long term. Alongside the effects on blood pressure, this chronic state of low-level alertness is also connected to what scientists call chronic low-grade inflammation. Acute inflammation is a healthy and necessary part of your body's healing process, like the swelling around a cut. However, when the body's stress response systems are constantly engaged, they can promote a different kind of inflammation, one that is widespread, low-level, and persistent. It's less like a fire alarm and more like a constant low hum of static that can disrupt the body's delicate internal communication and repair mechanisms over time. This simmering internal inflammation is another silent process that is now understood to be a contributing factor in many long-term health conditions. It can affect the health of your blood vessels, your joints, and your metabolic systems without producing clear, identifiable symptoms for years. It doesn't cause pain or discomfort in the way an injury does, yet it gradually wears on the body's resilience. This makes it a hidden risk factor, developing in the background, while our day-to-day experience gives us no reason to suspect that anything is amiss or out of balance. The combination of these silent processes, a gradual rise in blood pressure, and an increase in low-grade inflammation, illustrates why the absence of symptoms can create a false sense of security. It's natural to assume that if you feel fine, you are fine. However, many significant health journeys begin long before the first noticeable symptom appears. Our bodies are incredibly resilient and will compensate for imbalances for a long time. This is why learning to listen to the quieter signals, like persistent tension, offers a more proactive and insightful window into our own well-being. It's essential to understand that this information is not meant to create alarm or suggest a direct cause and effect relationship for any individual. The human body is incredibly complex, and many factors contribute to long-term health. The purpose here is strictly educational, to help you appreciate the profound connection between your state of relaxation and the silent internal processes that support your health over a lifetime. It is about building a deeper understanding of how your body functions and recognizing the importance of true rest for its ongoing maintenance and care. By framing this connection, we can see that the habit of consciously releasing physical tension before sleep is more than just a technique for comfort. It is a meaningful practice that supports the body's natural ability to regulate itself. Recognizing and letting go of that lingering alertness helps to take your foot off the internal accelerator, allowing the rest and repair systems to fully engage. This simple act of awareness is a foundational step in creating the internal conditions necessary for healthier aging, one quiet and peaceful night at a time. This brings us to a crucial question. If this physical tension is so counterproductive, why do we so often carry it to bed? The answer lies in common, everyday decisions that seem perfectly harmless. These are not grand mistakes, but socially normalized habits that we engage in without a second thought. Choices like checking work emails one last time, having a late-night snack, or squeezing in a workout can unintentionally signal to our bodies that the day isn't over. These actions, while seemingly small, can collectively prevent the body from making the essential transition from go mode to rest and repair mode. One of the most common of these decisions is bringing the stress and demands of our work life into our personal sanctuary of rest. This doesn't just mean physically working from bed, but also mentally carrying the day's unresolved problems with you. When your mind is still wrestling with deadlines, replaying conversations, or planning for tomorrow's meetings, your body listens. It remains in the state of readiness, with muscles subtly tensed and your nervous system on alert. This mental carryover effectively blurs the line between your active day and your restorative night, preventing the deep physiological release that is necessary for sleep. Similarly, the habit of eating heavy meals or certain types of snacks too close to bedtime can create a hidden source of physical unrest. While it might feel comforting, this practice requires your digestive system to work overtime right when the rest of your body is trying to power down. This metabolic activity can raise your core body temperature and keep your heart rate slightly elevated, both of which are signals that can interfere with the onset of sleep. Your body becomes internally conflicted, with one system working hard while others are attempting to enter a state of deep relaxation and cellular repair. Even something as healthy as exercise can become a source of hidden risk when timed improperly. Engaging in intense physical activity, like a vigorous run or a high-energy gym session, late in the evening can be counterproductive for sleep. Such workouts are designed to energize you by raising your heart rate, adrenaline levels, and core body temperature. While beneficial during the day, these physiological effects are the exact opposite of what your body needs to do to prepare for rest. It's like pressing the accelerator and the brake at the same time, leaving your body in a state of confusion and lingering alertness. Understanding these common patterns isn't about creating a rigid set of rules or adding more stress to your life. Instead, it's about fostering a gentle awareness of cause and effect. It's about recognizing that the simple choices we make in the hours before bed send powerful signals to our internal systems. By becoming more conscious of these habits, you can begin to make more intentional decisions that support, rather than hinder, your body's natural transition into a state of deep and restorative rest. This is where true self-care begins, not with perfection, but with mindful observation and small, thoughtful adjustments. As we conclude, let's return to the idea that started our journey. The true wisdom behind touching spots was never about a magical formula, but about the simple, profound act of paying attention. We've reframed this concept, seeing that the real power lies in a mindful check-in with yourself before you sleep. This practice of awareness, of your body, your mind, and your environment, is the true foundation for better rest and healthier aging. It's a skill that allows you to listen to the subtle cues that are always present, guiding you toward a greater sense of balance and well-being. Throughout our time together, we explored 3 key areas for this nightly check-in. We began with the lingering physical tension that keeps your body in a low-grade state of alert. We then considered the mental and emotional clutter, the racing thoughts that can keep your mind active long after the lights are out. Finally, we looked at how subtle disruptions in your sleep environment can fragment your rest without your conscious knowledge. Together, these pillars form a holistic map for self-observation, empowering you to create the conditions necessary for a truly restorative night. This information is intended to be a tool for empowerment, not a source of anxiety. The goal is to transform worry into curiosity and to see self-awareness not as a chore, but as a fundamental act of kindness to yourself. By learning to observe your own patterns with a gentle and non-judgmental eye, you build a stronger, more intuitive relationship with your own body and mind. This conscious connection is one of the most powerful resources you have for navigating your health journey over the long term, fostering resilience and a deeper sense of inner calm. It is essential to remember that this video is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. The narrator is not a healthcare professional. For reliable health information, always refer to trusted official sources, such as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, or the National Institutes of Health, NIH. Most importantly, any personal health concerns or decisions about your well-being should always be discussed with a qualified doctor or other healthcare provider who can offer guidance tailored to your individual needs and circumstances. Thank you for investing your time in understanding these ideas more deeply. By choosing to seek out calm, responsible information, you are taking an active role in your own well-being. The path to better sleep and a healthier life is not built on secret tricks, but on the steady, quiet practice of listening to yourself with more awareness and compassion. May you use this knowledge to turn your pre-sleep routine into a meaningful ritual of self-care, creating a peaceful transition from your busy day into a night of deep, healing rest.